I can invite the rest of our executive up. Pepe, if you could please come up, and Paul Borden and Marcella, wherever. Oh, there you are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm so lucky to work with these guys. They just are so wonderful. They're so giving of time and effort, and I'm honored by their friendship and the fact that we get to do all this together. Now, as I said yesterday, we had a number of our members going around critiquing every single vehicle in the show for awards that we're going to be giving out. And it's something that they spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, and really took a careful look at everything that was taking place. And we want to give some recognition to our judge. Could our judges just stand up, please, and can we just please give a round of applause for them, because I know all of you guys spent a lot of time doing it. And thank you all for that effort. That was great. I know it's a lot to come down and spend the whole day traipsing through, and they're trying to move cars in and out of carpets, and you're tripping over models, which, okay, that's all right. Well, to start the awards, I think what we're going to do is to maybe start with the award for the best interactive display. Now, this is a display that shows the greatest ingenuity and high tech. It's the wow factor. It's when people come in and you go, how do you do that? That award is going to go to the spectacular display done by Lexus. So could we get Pat Hill to come up and please accept this award from us? Excellent. Outstanding work. Yeah, it's really fun. It's kind of like Disney World or Epcot Center. You look at some of these things, how they build them, and scratch your head. How on earth they make it all work? And the Lexus one was truly spectacular. We're now going to turn to the pickup truck award. Now, this is a highly, highly competitive award, and there are so many factors to consider. But in the end, it was a pretty clear consensus on the winner, and that is going to the all-aluminum Ford F-150 award. So to accept that, can we get Jim Gwaltney up, Regional Sales Manager? Jim? Here he comes.
Come on, Pepe. Group shot.
Together, gentlemen. Close together. 1 second. I got it.
Get your hand out of my pocket.
You good?
Thank you very much. Really good. Thank you.
That's a pretty spectacular piece of engineering where they can lower the weight of the truck by that much and yet still make it actually a stronger truck. So remarkable. I'm in awe of the aluminum work that you fellas did on that. Going to turn now to the sport utility. Again, a very, very competitive class. And this one is going to be going out to Todd Newsom and the people of Cadillac. Would you please come up, Todd, and accept your award? Cadillac SUV. Another really spectacular vehicle. If any of our members have not seen it yet, go and visit us.
A little bit close together, gentlemen, please. Gentlemen?
Hold, guys. Hold, guys.
They got it. Thank you. It's a wrap.
Thank you very much. Really great. The green car. And this has always been an interesting one through the years because we have so many different types of technology competing nowadays. And What is a green car? Should it be diesel technology because that's increasing so quickly with the various electronic aids and diesels, and they're getting just staggering mileages. Should it be a pure electric? On and on and on. Well, this one turned out to be one of the most spectacular cars I have ever laid eyes on, and I mean ever. The BMW i8 is just a phenomenal car, and to accept that, we're going to have Marcelo accept it on behalf of the BMW people.
Gentlemen.
Okay, we're going to go to Marcelo's left pocket. Watch him.
You can't keep the trophy, Marcelo.
Right here.
Hang on, guys.
Okay.
Right here, look at this little young lady.
And to make sure the BMW people get that, I think Marcelo's going to take it home and put it in Club Prestige. It would fit well. I think that would look quite good in there. Yeah, that i8 that's an astonishing car. It's one of those things that the first time I saw it, I thought it'll never make production. It's too exotic, too much science fiction, but oh my God, is it beautiful. Well, now we're going to do the grandfather of the awards today, and that is the star of the show. And the star of the show is meant to be the car that just takes everybody's attention. It really is the big draw of the show. And it's hugely important, it's hugely difficult to go through all of the different vehicles here because, as I said earlier, there are so many truly brilliant cars being produced in our world right now. How does one become better than another? What makes it more important? So there's a long list that our judges are very careful about. And this particular award, I've got to smile at and say that it has nothing to do with the F-16 race that's coming up in the near future, but Lisa Barrow, your Hellcat is the star of the show.
Yeah, Lisa's a favorite.
Right here, right here.
All the press people down there.
Lisa.
Thank you. Lisa.
Yes. Go Lisa.
El Gato de Infierno es número uno.
Perfect. Excellent.
Outstanding. That is a well-deserved award, and if any of you have been living under the proverbial rock, this Hellcat is a 707 horsepower monster that various friends of mine in the magazine industries that have taken them and put them on chassis dynos, and they go, I think they're a little bit low saying 707. So it is a phenomenal car, and to engineer not only that sort of horsepower, but the ability to get more than 20 miles per gallon, to engineer the strength of the gearbox and the rear axle to withstand that sort of monster power. It's quite a job. So the most powerful car ever built in the history of this country.
It's gonna race a jet at Homestead Air Force Base.
Yes, I'll mention this very briefly too. I just touched on it. We run two days each year now. It used to be just a single day of Rides and Smiles, which was a day to take children with cancer for rides in the cars of their dreams. Not about raising money, just the day to put smiles on little faces where they may not have been for quite some time. And the day has been amazingly rewarding, unbelievably successful, and this is going to be our 7th year of doing it. It's incredible how quickly the time has gone by. And it's the most rewarding day, I think I can safely say for all of us in SAMA, the most rewarding day for us in the entire year. It's just a special day. Well, last year we started doing something extra because the generosity of companies like Cadillac, Chevrolet, and Ford, and Chrysler, and on and on and on, sending down these wonderful vehicles for the children to ride in. And a lot of them are coming into town early, so I arranged a car show at the nearby Homestead Air Force Base right next door. That too is a success, and after the show was over that day, I'm standing talking with the colonel of the F-16s, and he said, God, Bill, wouldn't you just love to see one of these cars go out and race an F-16? Yeah, I would, and I've been trying to do it for 10 years, but it's an uphill battle to go against the Air Force and the Pentagon and on and on. Well, long story short, it's going to happen. 2 weeks today, we've got clearance, and the car that it's going to be is the Challenger Hellcat. And it's probably going to be a 1/2 mile race because initially the car is going to take a lead, and thankfully the Air Force was smart enough to say, you know, we need to do parallel runways because when the jet passes it, we don't want to turn the car into a barbecue pit. So good thinking. But it's going to be a fun day, and I know Lisa, you're planning on coming down for it. We are all looking forward to it and paying a little thank you back to our military for all that they do and all that they allow us to do. Without their sacrifices, we sure couldn't enjoy life the way we currently do. So this is nice. And then, of course, a day later, Rides and Smiles, where we have the children in the morning, and we're going to have something around 100 wounded warriors who will be taking for quicker rides in the afternoon. So all in all, it's a wonderful day. We at SAMA are very proud of what these 2 days mean, and I'm extremely, eternally grateful to all of you manufacturers who, through your generosity and your kindness, make this day possible by allowing us to use your wonderful cars. If I can just finish and call Paul Borden up here for a moment to chat with you.
On this side. Yes.
Okay, not to belittle any of the card awards because they're really great, but now it comes to a award that's really kind of special to me, the Terry Jackson Award. I've had the pleasure every year, well, every year but one, of presenting this award to a person who has really stepped up and given his time and effort and support to SAMA beyond beyond the call of duty or responsibility. If you don't know who Terry Jackson was, by the way, I usually talk about Terry a lot, but I think that most of you people do know. If you don't know who Terry was, ask somebody at the table, they probably know. And if you want to know a little bit more, you can check with me or Russ Heath, wherever Russ is. We had the pleasure of working with Terry several years ago. That was more like fun than it was work, but we were there. At any rate, I want to introduce our past winners. These people stepped up and were not serving as officers. If you're an active in service as an officer, you're not eligible at that time. Marcelo Serrano was our first winner. Our second winner was Rich Baker. Rich. Pepe Delfino. Ron Beasley was the winner last year. Don't forget that? Oh, yeah. Got it 2 years ago, but that's okay. At any rate, I've known this. The four officers make the determination because who gets this award. I've known this person that predates SAMA by quite a few years. I first met him when I was working at the Herald as a neighbors editor. He used to harass me there if I didn't do something that he wanted to do, wanted done. And he's kind of has continued that. We worked together quite a bit, particularly on this show. John Kiskinis.
John, let's get you in the middle, so.
All right.
Wait, John, one more. One more for the young lady. John, tilt the flag forward. That's it. Tilt it up, tilt the top. Tilt the top so don't, no, that's it. That's good. Thank you, sir.
All right, John.
Melissa's laughing. This is pretty funny because I had no idea Melissa's sitting there laughing as they call my name. I just want to say I'm honored and humbled. The people who have been mentioned, who have been recipients, an impressive list. I had the pleasure of working very closely with Terry Jackson for many, many years. And I always used to kid him because he was the automotive writer, which meant that the manufacturers would give him a car to drive, and he was also the TV reporter for the Herald. So that means he just sat and watched TV and walked in and walked out and got in his car. And I said, if ever there was a gig that had just, dream gig, that was the gig. But Terry was a great person. He was a great initiator of a lot of the things that we're doing here at the show. He had a lot of vision, and I'm honored to win the award in his name. Thank you.
I do want to say one thing that slipped my mind. We usually have Terry's wife who is here, but her travel schedule would not permit her to be here this time. Mr. Adam?
I'll make this very short and very sweet, and it's just simply a thank you to all of you for everything that you give back to making this all possible. Special thanks too for a lot of our out-of-town members. I know I've talked to a couple of dear friends who have driven a long way down from Jacksonville, down from the west coast of Florida, and they've spent a good bit of time getting down here. So thank you very much, all of you, for making the effort to come down for our day.
Texas and Georgia too?
Texas and Georgia too, that's right. And it's outstanding. I think this shows the kind of people that we are blessed to work with. That we're very lucky within the SAMA membership corps that I think we have a lot of proactive members, people who don't just sit back and take, but they get up and they see how they can contribute to make it a better industry, a better organization for all of us, and certainly better days for like today. This is a wonderful car show, John. It keeps getting better every single year, and I think this is a high mark right now. That's beautiful out there. So thank you all so very much. I'll be quiet and allow you to enjoy, and remember the next press conference is 20 minutes away. So thank you so much.